Hello, my name is Sebbi and welcome back to the coffee break in Minecraft. Today is Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. Today I got lots of interesting things to discuss, so this episode should be entertaining, but first I must feed the cat, and I think I will go for a salmon. Cat, you get a salmon today. Hope you will enjoy this fish for breakfast. Alright. Alright. Cat starts to purr. This is good. Let's step outside. Make sure that we are safe. I just heard a spider. Ah, there's the spider. Alright. Spiders hanging out in the trees. That's fine. Yeah, so what are the exciting topics? Well, we just had an exciting rocket launch. It was nice to watch. Also, I can update a PB in the Hall of Sports. So, yeah, this is going to be cool. Let's start with the rocket launch while I'm on the way to the Hall of Sports. This morning, at least here in Germany, Artemis 1 launched on its mission to the moon. Well, it was a cool launch. It was really nice. It was a little bit delayed, which was sad. I wish they would have launched in time, but in the end it was still spectacular, and I put the time to good use. I started working very early today, so I already worked for 2 hours by the time of this recording, and watched the live stream while working. So this was an interesting start into the day. I skipped my morning run. I will now do it more as a lunch break run. I'm not too sad about it, because this morning it's raining, so not only that I was able to watch that spectacular rocket launch, I was also able, or hopefully I will be able, to skip the rain, because according to the weather radar, the rain clouds have almost left my area, so should get dry soon. And this is good. This is really good. Of course, I enjoy my morning runs. They are fantastic. They are a great start into the day, but yeah, with the rocket launch, I really wanted to watch it, or don't want to miss it if they really launch, because in the past the rocket launch has been delayed so many times, so there was a high chance that it will be delayed this time again. But no, this time they lit up the candle and shot the thing into the sky. Cool, really cool, really exciting. Really enjoyed watching it. With the delay, it was just a little bit like, okay, if I would have known that there will be so much delay, I could have done my morning run and would have still managed to catch the launch live. But I don't want to risk it, like, okay, getting back home from the morning run, and then, oh no, I missed the launch by 5 minutes or so. In this case, yeah, I decided let's watch it first and then do the run later. The only thing that was a little bit sad, well, not really sad, but in comparison to, oh, here I stopped last time. Okay, in comparison to other space launch providers, NASA didn't do a great job with respect to visualizing the entire launch. I mean, they had somewhat of a timeline, but they did not provide any metrics, any information about the status of the rocket. So with SpaceX, for instance, you have the information about the status of the rocket, the current velocity, the altitude, the range, everything. But for this mission, there was basically nothing. It was just the video feed, and that's it. And even when they tried to provide some kind of downstream, some video downstream from the rocket itself, it cut off immediately again. So yeah, I mean, sure, you can't do something. Maybe the downstream from the rocket does not work that well. So okay, this is maybe a problem that is okay, but not really visualizing or providing lots of information during the launch, like this data, I found a little bit sad. I really found sad that they didn't do that. Also, I found it a bit sad that they provided a timeline, but the timeline basically was meaningless because the gaps between the individual stages were all of the same length. So the diagram basically did not provide any information about the time it takes to complete one of these stages, of these steps. And especially for the continuation of the mission. For instance, when they do the translunar injection burn. Yeah, when does that happen? It's listed on the timeline, but there's no, okay, it will happen T plus 1 hour or whatever. So I even tried to look up some information about the mission timeline on the internet, but I'm quite sure it's somewhere out there, but I didn't find it that easy. And then I decided, okay, let's rather focus on my work. So yeah, this was a little bit sad. This was really sad. All right, let's make a quick intermission and switch to the sports topic. I have to update that sign. I have to update the 10K PB. Yeah, I did it. I did it yesterday. So exactly 2 weeks after the marathon, I did my sub 40-minute 10K attempt. And I succeeded. Woo! So this was cool. That was great. It were almost perfect conditions. It was a little bit on the cold side. So I thought, and even the weather forecast itself predicted a bit warmer temperatures than it actually was. It felt even like, because I was running out of the city, that it got colder as the further I got away from the city. So this was a little bit of a surprise, but yeah, it was a great run. I combined my sub 40-minute 10K run with a long run because I really missed it, and I noticed it after the run how much I missed doing long runs. I mean, it was not a long time that I didn't do a long run, but the last long run was exactly 2 weeks ago. It was the marathon run. And then for the rest of that week, I didn't do a long run. The week after was a normal recovery week. Recovery weeks don't feature long runs. So yeah, I was really enjoying it to go over a longer distance. In the end, I ran for 24 kilometers, which is, I guess, I need to see how it pans out, but will be a little bit the shorter version of a long run. As said in the plannings, I like to mostly aim for long runs between 24 and 28 kilometers or so for the near future. just to stay in shape with respect to being used to do long runs. And yeah, it felt really good. So I started the run with a 3 kilometer warm-up phase. I ran those 3 kilometers at moderate pace. And then I increased my pace to a comfortable pace. So a pace where I felt really comfortable with, where I thought, where I knew, okay, this feels good. I can easily keep this going for the next 10 kilometers. Of course, there might have been room for more, but I'm not quite sure how much more room for more there would have been. Could have been also a little bit risky, like that in the end running out of gas or so, or slowing down or anything like that. So I don't want to push it too much, because as with the marathon, I wanted to get this sub 40-minute goal. And yeah, so started with, I don't know what the first kilometer was. I think it was 350. Then I thought, okay, let's scale it just a little back to save some energy. So the next 2 kilometers I ran at 353 per kilometer. And after this, I still felt great. I still felt, okay, that's good. That's comfortable. That's a nice pace to keep up. I did the rest of the 10K at a pace varying between 349, 348 and 351. So in the end, the average pace was 351 for the 10K. And with that, you can already estimate that it was not just barely sub 40 minutes. It was a good sub 40-minute run. And yeah, then I, with reaching this 10 kilometer distance, or in this case 13 kilometer mark, I reached the furthest point of my run, turned around, because I started early morning as usual. I had my head torch with me to have some light, because I start in the darkness and I like to be seen and not run over by a bike or something like that. Yeah, I also took my running backpack with me. This running vest where I can put in the soft flasks and so on, to put away the head torch once I finished the 10 kilometer run, because at this stage the sun wasn't out yet, but it was already very bright, and the torch provided nothing at all anymore at this stage, and was just then annoying, so I wanted to put it away. Yeah, so I walked for a couple of minutes to put away the torch, the head torch, in the backpack. And then I started with a moderate pace, where I continued to organize my things, got a gel out, ate a gel, had some struggles with putting on my gloves, because my gloves were a little bit wet from the sweat, and so once you got out of the gloves, it was complicated to put on the gloves again. But yeah, then I increased pace to, it was a little bit slower than my marathon pace, but still fast. So I also managed, by keeping up this faster pace, to run or to complete the half marathon distance in, I think it was 1 hour 28 something minutes, which meant I not only did 5Ks that were sub 20 minutes, I did a 10K that was sub 40 minutes, and I did also a half marathon sub 90 minutes in the same run, which I guess is somewhat of a hat trick or so. I don't know, but yeah, it was really amazing. And yeah, then I got home with 24 kilometers and was super happy. So yeah, what is the new PB? Well, the new 10K PB is 38 minutes and 27 seconds. That's cool. That's really nice. So yeah, we had a nice improvement over this year. Especially the month of November is a little bit the month of records. First marathon sub 3 hours, then 2 weeks later 10K sub 40 minutes, and it's significantly sub 40 minutes. As that could have been even faster a bit, because it was really comfortable, and it was not like, okay, I'm super tired after these 10K. I was just walking to put away the head torch. And yeah, so this was cool. This was exciting. This was really great. Man, did it. Sub 40-minute 10K. Super happy with that result. And I'm already excited. What's next? Well, how fast can I get, basically? That's now the big question. Without really having a big goal in mind or so, it's really the question, what's possible? What's possible? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, so this was yesterday morning. Really fun, really enjoyed it. And yeah, now completed all of those goals. Sub 3 hour marathon, sub 90-minute half marathon is long ago. Sub 40-minute 10K completed yesterday. Really happy, really happy about all those results, and I'm still enjoying. The sub 3 hour marathon run. This is still keeping me happy. It's still leaving me in great mood. So yeah, this was really something that, I don't know, made me super happy. Made me opened the sky's just the limit or anything like that. I don't know. It was really something that really did a great thing to have achieved this for me. Yeah, so much about this run yesterday. Back to the Artemis mission. Yeah, we are jumping between topics today. Just wanted to discuss this with the run. Oh, by the way, I mean, it was obvious that when I want to run sub 40-minute 10K, that it definitely has to have at least one sub 20-minute 5K. With that time, I basically did two not very fast, but quite fast, quite quick 5Ks in a row. So the fastest 5K segment in that 10K run was I think 19.7. Guess it was 19.7 or so, which means the second 5K was a 19.20 then. If it would have been really halfway split or so. I'm not entirely sure where these 5K, this fast 5K happened. But yeah, I mean, that's also considerably fast, especially considering the fact that I started slower and I increased pace with the run, so over time. So I definitely had a negative split, which is cool. And yeah, so much about this. So much about this great run yesterday. Artemis 1 is now definitely in orbit. maybe already on the way to the moon. I'm not sure. That's really the problem with the timeline, that they did not provide dates, times, when it will happen. So this is a little bit sad. So I'm not sure, and also I'm not entirely sure if there would have been even some kind of coverage of it or so. It's just that the way how they displayed and visualized the launch already was a bit disappointing. So I'm not quite sure if that would have been any better for the translunar ejection burn or so. Then you would just see maybe the 3D animation of that rocket with no further information or so. So it's also not helping at all. And yeah, no, not about a month later, the Orion's capsule will return and splash down. It's now on a long way. It's now on a long way out into space, out to the moon. Visit the moon, bring back some insights into the capsule, bring back some insights into protective capabilities to protect the astronauts that will fly there, and pave the way for the return of humans to the surface of the moon. They do have some eager plans, like having some, I don't know if it will be a permanent residency on the surface of the moon, but definitely having some kind of moon base. They're also planning to have some kind of space station around the moon. And yeah, they of course, scientists and engineers always come up with great names or acronyms for their missions, for their things. So the space station shall be called Gateway, which is quite fitting, I feel. And yeah, there's lots of stuff coming up. We just have to see about the timeline. I mean, it took them such a long time to launch the Artemis mission. I'm quite sure it will take them even longer until they do the next launch. Also, it's going to be interesting. I'm not quite sure how many rocket engines they have left from the space shuttle era, because the engines they use on the space launch system are the engines used in from the shuttle program, and I mean they just have a finite amount of engines to launch to the moon. At some stage they might run out of them, so I'm not quite sure how many more they have, because it's not like SpaceX. The SLS will not return and land back at the launch pad. It will splash down into the ocean, and well, that's then the end of 4 space shuttle engines. So yeah, need to see how long this lasts and when they have to come up with a different design or so. But I think for the near future they do have a few more engines in stock. Yeah, going to be interesting. Going to be very interesting. Now let's monitor this operation, the flight to the moon, and what they bring back for science and how they continue with that. Oh, by the way, I just yesterday saw an interesting concept image of the European Space Agency. They plan to have some kind of reusable... Oh no, Enderman. They plan to have some kind of reusable... By the way, why Enderman? It's raining. Reusable spacecraft that can transport things into space and even return, land with them, have precision landing and so on. So this sounds also like a cool concept, like a reusable thing where you can just deploy some space experiments in space on a robotic mission. Pretty cool. And that's now the last thing for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you will be joining me next time. Until then, my name is Sebbi. See you!